I went to a local comic shop today and spent some time, about an hour or so, looking through their dollar boxes. And if you watched my channel last week, it was the same shop that I went to last week. And so I bought some that I had seen last week and didn't buy last week. I bought them today. And then also found some stuff that I hadn't bought. Most of what I bought was upgrades of comics that I already have. But I'll show some that I didn't have before. This is Infinity Inc. number 10 from January 1985. I have 1 through 13, but I was missing number 10 for a long time, and I finally have it. I don't really need the issues after number 10. I'm not. Todd McFarlane actually takes over as penciler, and I'm not a McFarlane fan. So number 13 is my cutoff point. And this is a Crisis tie-in issue from 1985, the Losers special. I seem to remember when this came out. It was a war comic special, and I didn't really. I ignored it because I didn't think it would made a good fit for having a war comic tie in with Crisis. It seemed like a stupid idea, but we'll see. I'll take a look at it and see how I like it now. Filling more holes in the collection. This is Fantastic Four number 306. This is about let's see, about a dozen issues or so after John Byrne left the series. At this point, it was written by Steve Englehart. So I like this period in addition to the John Byrne period, and so just fill in some holes. 2 issues of Dazzler. If you saw my previous video, you saw I had some Dazzler comics, and these were in awesome condition, only $1 each. All these comics that you'll see in this video were only cost me $1 each. So I used to have these comics, but at some point I sold them a couple years ago, and then now I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, well, these were kind of cool actually, so maybe I'll pick them up if I see them in the cheap bins. Now the rest of these comics are upgrades of comics I already had. This is the one that I bought today in the dollar box. Power Pack number 19. This was a Thanksgiving Day issue, or they celebrate Thanksgiving in this story. And the reason I upgraded was I'd recently gone through my comics collection, and I bought this one new, but I noticed now it had this stain on there, which obviously wasn't there when I bought it, and it runs through the whole comic, which is a real bummer. So at some point in the 1980s, it got stained. So I thought, well, you know what, I can get rid of that one. I bought this one today. It's in perfect condition, and obviously no stains. So this will replace that other one. And 2 more comics here. The new Teen Titans, number 19, from 1982, it looks like. And the one on the left here is the one that I bought today for $1. And it's in excellent condition. It looks brand new. It looks flawless to me. And here's the one that I've had in my collection for several years. And it's not too bad, but there is a little bit of wear on the edge here. And let's see, sometimes if you hold them up to the light, they'll probably be hard to see in this video. But if you hold them up to the light, sometimes those imperfections are a little easier to see. Here we go. I found the imperfection. I don't know if you can see that. There's this little stain on that one too. Let's see if it's visible on that end as well. That runs onto the page. So we don't have to deal with that anymore. And some more new Teen Titans. This one on the left, or the right rather, this is the copy that I actually bought back in 1982. This was the second issue of New Teen Titans I ever bought. The first annual was the first one I ever bought. But again, if you hold it to the light, sometimes the little imperfections are a little more visible. But so it might be a little difficult to show in this video. Anyways, this copy is the one I bought today for $1. And again, it's in excellent condition. It looks like brand new. So I decided I'm going to stick with this new upgrade and get rid of the one I've had all these years since 1982. Here are 2 more issues. New Teen Titans number 27. This one on the right is the copy that I bought at time of release. And it's kind of worn. There's like a creasing. Well, again, it's kind of hard to see, but there's like creasing along here. That little line is not supposed to be there. And it's not too bad. It's it's in good shape for being something that I bought when I was 12 years old. But again, you can see a line there too. Whereas you look on here, the copy I bought today, hold it up to the light, and it's flawless. There's no, it's smooth surface and so on. And normally I'm not someone who really cares about condition too much. I mean, I didn't think too much of it. I assumed my copies were good. I bought them brand new back then. But when you take a look at them objectively afterwards, and if you've had a comic for ages, and it does have that little scuff mark there. It looks like that new one, but that's acceptable. But if you've had a comic for ages, you might just assume it looks like it did the day you bought it, not realizing the toll that time can take on some of these things. Especially if you read them as a kid and so forth. And 2 more Titans issues. They had a whole bunch of new Teen Titans, and I didn't buy all of them. I just bought ones that I noted that my issues had some problems. So this is the copy that I bought way back in the day. Actually, I didn't buy it new. I bought it as a back issue, probably really cheap. And it has sort of a bent corner here. And it's sort of bent up there as well. So I just consider this edge wear, or corner crease. That's sort of what I put in my comics collection list. So now I have this one from today. Again, no creases. It's a smooth copy. Nice clean background. In fact, if you kind of compare them, well, it's kind of hard to see here, but this there's my old one. You have a little ding right there, that little crease. This is the one I bought today, which is smooth. Okay. Now, by this point in 1984, I had a mail subscription to the Teen Titans. And so this one here is the one that arrived in my mailbox. And I had subscriptions to several Marvel and DC comics. Well, the only DC comic I had a subscription to was Teen Titans. And I had a bunch of Marvel titles I subscribed to. And just in case anyone's interested, I never had an issue with them arriving in the mail. They always arrived in great condition. So this is the one that came in my mailbox back in 1984. But as you can see now, this is a well-loved, well-read issue. There's a whole bunch of spine ticks up along the spine there. Like there's a lot of them. And various wear there. You can see there's like a creasing there and so on. So here's the copy I bought today for $1. The Judas Contract, Part 1. I think it's in Part 3 that Nightwing appears. Unfortunately, they didn't have that one. Again, it's a nice clean copy. It's like the day of release. And here are 2 more. This one on the right is my original copy. You can see the bent corner there, the creased corner. And again, a lot of those spine ticks, spine wear. But still a decent copy. It's just it's been read a lot, read and enjoyed. This is the one I bought today. It's funny that the color is actually brighter on my copy. Looks like, or it's darker rather. The red shows up a lot darker. But other than that, this is a nice clean upgrade for my. You can tell there that this time there's no creasing. You can tell this one has a darker red to it. Anyways, we'll show some more here. The rest of them are going to be Marvel titles. Now, in my previous video, I showed my copy of Speedball #1, and the store had a bunch of Speedball issues in the dollar boxes. And again, they looked really nice, so I knew that my Speedballs needed to be upgraded since I'd bought them brand new. And this one is issue number 5, and you can see the spine is sort of misaligned here. It's just got a rolled spine or something. It's just kind of, it wasn't that way when I bought it. It was after reading it, and you can tell there's some creasing going on. All those lines that are on there, right along there. So, anyways, here's the copy that I bought today for $1. And it's a nice, smooth, clean copy. This is like how it would look back in 1988 when purchased new. There's no creasing, none of that. It's just a nice copy, or a nice new looking copy. And now the rest of these I'm going to show are issues of the Defenders from the early 1980s. Now this issue is a favorite issue of the Defenders, issue number 78 from 1979. Now, here's the thing. This is my copy that I've had for many years, but it's not the one that I originally bought back in 1979 when I was like, 8 or 9 years old. Because on the back there's a comic book stamp. So this in itself must have been an upgrade that probably in the 1980s I bought to replace my original issue that I had bought when I was 9 years old. So I've probably bought this issue 3 times, over the decades. So I bought it once when it first came out. Then at some point this was my upgrade. Again, now you can see it has, there's some spine tension, along the spine. And, there's some edge wear along here. Right along there you can see some of the problems. And along there's, some more edge wear. Well, and here's the copy that I bought today. Now, it's not perfect. It is over, 40 years old. But, pretty nice, all said. I can't really find anything wrong with it. There's like an occasional little ding there. Or not a ding, it's just like a black, there's a little white speck. But there's like a little line there. That's about it. Overall, it's pretty smooth. Anyways, this would be a copy that's almost like new. So we'll show some more here. And this is issue number 82 of the Defenders from 1980. I love this cover. I love the back to basics with the original trio of Doctor Strange, Namor, and the Hulk. But I believe this is the issue that I bought when it first came out in 1980, when I was like 10, or I guess I was still 9 years old at that point. But it's hard to see there, but it has some wear issues, along the spine and so forth. Whereas this one that I bought today for $1 is perfect. No flaws whatsoever. Super clean copy. Looks like one that you'd buy the day of release. So I'm really happy with that. Now, of all the ones that I bought today, the upgrades, This one is the only one that has a sort of flaw in itself that was I didn't notice at the time. It sort of has a crinkled corner there, and it kind of runs through the whole book. You know, it's hard to see there, but it's just sort of a crinkling. It's not a stain. It just sort of looks like it's you know, it got bent at some point, like the paper. You can see the paper there. It got dinged. Otherwise, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, it's nice clean copy. So this is the upgrade. This is the copy that I bought back in 1980 when it came out, and it has some, you know, spine wear there, and so on. As you can see, it has a corner crease right there. Compare it to the upgrade. See, there's the corner crease. Well, that one's the regular one. It's kind of hard to see because of the glare, but so anyways, I'm happy with the upgrade, even if it does have a little flaw there. Some more Defenders. This is issue number 97. And I'm pretty sure I bought this one as a back issue at some point at a comic shop in the 1980s. And it has a crease there. A lot of spine tension. Creasing of the spine. It has like a little bent corner there, a little corner crease. And there is a big corner crease. Runs along there. And this is the copy I bought today. Beautiful condition. No creasing. Nice smooth copy. Again, if you ever hold your comics up to the light, if you think, well, my copy is perfect, you know, just hold it up to the light, and you may get a surprise, an unpleasant surprise. And here's this one I bought today for $1. And then this is the copy that I've had for years. This was a great period for the Defenders, by the way. If you're ever looking for a cool comic from the early 1980s, this cover was drawn by Marshall Rogers. This actually has a hole in it. You'll see that right there. This is my copy from back in the day. Actually, 2 holes. So those holes there. Let's see if there's my fingers showing through. So, anyways, this is the copy I bought today. Does not have any defects at all. Nice, clean, perfect copy. And we got just 2 more here. Defenders number 104. This is the copy I bought today. A nice, smooth, clean copy. Beautiful back cover. You know, it's all that white, and you know, looks great. Whereas this is the one, you know, I bought back in 1982, and you can see that creased, the corner crease. You know, this new copy obviously does not have that. And then finally, Defenders number 105. I had bought this brand new at the time, and it's in alright condition. Oh, actually, you know what? This one is almost coming off. The cover is almost detached, you know, from having been read so often. And my upgrade that I bought today for $1 looks brand new. Beautiful copy. It's only $1 at the dollar store, or at the dollar bins at my local comic shop. Anyways, that's it. Normally I'm not too concerned about condition, but when I saw these awesome looking copies, I decided it was time to upgrade.